So let's have a look at the lineups and the formation. It'll be a 3-4-3, as they always do, Consadole Sapporo. And the big miss here is Musashi Suzuki, who returned to fitness in the last game, but is missing today. He's been in and out, isn't he? The team's still missing Shunta Awaka, and we're still waiting updates on Akito Fukumori. Awaka still recovering from knee surgery. The men in charge, Hiroki Kimura, Isao Nishihashi, Taku Nakano, and the fourth official, Shuichiro Mikami. Reminder, there is no VAR for the rest of the season because of social distancing measures. Well, Kawasaki Frontale are going to be playing, as I mentioned, that 4-3-3 that has served them so well this season. 5 of these players were involved in the J-League Cup. They still are missing Kengo Nakamura with a knee problem and Tatsuya Hasegawa also with a similar issue. Well, that sets us up brilliantly now for, I think, what could be a great game. 2 teams that love to play their football, because Kawasaki Frontale also play the expansive stuff. So it'll be good to watch. They'll be disappointed, Consadole Sapporo, with that defeat against Shimizu Westpals, who've been poor this season, really, by their slightly higher standards, to lose 3-1. Frontale were excellent against Oita Trinita. 8 wins in a row. They'll be up against it today, Consadole Sapporo. But 2 teams that play attacking, attractive football. Chanatip to get us going here for Consadole Sapporo. Waiting to get everything synchronized. So here we go. Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo up against league leaders Kawasaki Frontale. Sugeno with the clearance there. It's had some good games so far, Takanori Sugeno. Delightful ball played right through the middle to Kazuki Fukai. Lucas Fernandez loses the ball. Already you can see that swarm, can't you? Here's Shindo. Needed to be a better ball, that one. And there's the first effort of the game from Chanatip. Took that quickly, and yeah, you can say that was, the shot was on. I think they'll feel a little stung after that defeat against Shimizu Westpals. They got level through Musashi Suzuki, as I said. It really has been superb for them this season when he has played. Got them level, but then Shimizu scored another 2 to take the 3-1 win. They're a very young, enthusiastic and mobile side, but just have that little bit of inexperience at the moment. Nice pass out there. Here's Miyashiro. Rather congested at the moment. Back by Morita. Consadole haven't had such a bad time of it in this stadium at home. They played their first 5 on the road. Actually had a pretty decent start. And that was just to limit the travel during the COVID-19 pandemic when it was at its worst. The cases just have started to pick up again. A little bit scrappy these first few minutes. Back by Kurumaya. Still feeling the way around a little bit at the moment. Dummy out. Didn't quite get the touch he wants. Ooh, that was a sticking shot, wasn't it? But Sugeno handled it well. Got a fair bit on that, didn't he, Makizawa? Back with the skipper, who's dropped quite a bit here, Miyazawa. Quite comfortable in central defence. Or midfield. Here he is, there you go, Miyazawa. Let's come forward. Just lost his footing there in a very good position, Ogashua. He just wants to bring that back. We're not seeing that rollicking start that we're perhaps used to with Kawasaki Frontale, but they are comfortable on the ball. Sugeno clears. Now Suga. Miyazawa. That was tight, wasn't it? And we could see the press perhaps just coming into bear here. And a little too enthusiastic from Gessiel. Oh, really well done by Chanatip to win that ball back. Lucas. Gessiel clears. was a little moment of danger. It all started from Chanatip. Pretty impressive at the moment, the way that Sapporo have handled themselves in this. So good, isn't he? Chanatip, the Thai international, who's really so highly rated. Here's how he stole the ball. He's a small player, but he really just packs a punch. Fantastic center of gravity. They call him Messi J in Thailand. Shindo. Trying to get that up towards Komai. Now Hatate. Ball just didn't move for him, did it? Dummy out. You can see what he was just trying to do. Now Lucas. We're just taking perhaps a little bit of a knock, and it seems to be okay. Wasn't very happy about that challenge and letting the referee know his feelings on that. Sugeno just organising his defence, vocal about it. He just floated it, still loose here. Danger not over. Cleared away by Shindo. Here's Suga, just to help out. Slightly understated start to this first half. Perhaps expect that from Kawasaki, as I said. Half their team took part in the J-League Cup a couple of days ago, but less so from Sapporo. Just one player, Ogashiwa, was involved. A little bit of a groan from the crowd. Here's Damiao. It's a poor pass, really, from Makizawa. Oh, lovely turn there. Really nicely done, Miyashiro. Damiao, clever from him, but Sugeno was equal to the task, and that really is the first chance for Kawasaki Frontale. But a good move there from the visitors. That caused a few problems. Good to see. Good football. Komai just had his hands up there. Wanted a little bit of support. Forward by Fukai, and he just failed to control that Fukumori. His centre-backs marauding forward. Lovely, lovely work by Miyazawa. Clever from Damiao. That would have been a stunning goal. A lot of the work, though, Miyashiro doing ever so well. Wonderful improvisation from Damiao. And a real credit. Good football all around, that one. Josil. Taniguchi, back to the Brazilian. The fullbacks haven't really gone forward that much yet. And it's won back by Consadole Sapporo. Dispossessed there. Going forward, Ogashiwa. Well, they are trading possession at the moment, aren't they, both sides? Again, Fukumori further and further forward. Here's Suga. Good ball in. And it was just a little behind him, Komai. Again, it's a good move. They've worked it well out to the wide areas. That was a good ball in from Suga. He whipped that cross in. Just behind Komai. Hit that fairly well, but just off target. They have been the brighter of the two sides. This has been very encouraging for Consadole Sapporo. Good work from Chanatip. Now Lucas floats that in. Just a bit of hesitation there. Wakizaka. Maybe just trying to get out of their slumber now. Forward by Shimoda, looking for Damiao. And Miyazawa tidies up. Well, you'd be wondering which is the team that has been playing the League Cup, and the answer at the moment very obvious, with Sapporo looking far fresher, far quicker, first to the ball in most instances at the moment against this Kawasaki side. Miyazawa looking for Suga. He seems to be the bigger outlet at the moment compared to Lucas. Perhaps slightly surprising given how effective Lucas can be. Just crowded out there, winning the ball back. Really well done by Komai and Ogashiwa. Here he is, Komai. Oh, he hit that so well, didn't he? A couple of chances now for the forward. The shot was on. Again, like the earlier effort, just wide of the right-hand post. They're having all the opportunities at the moment. Consadole Sapporo. Arano, who gets amongst the goals as well. Here's Lucas. Haven't seen much from him so far. Quickly taken by Komai. Again, ball put in towards Komai. Teasing effort. Look at where Miyazawa is. Really pushing up these centre-backs, playing a huge role here. It does mean, of course, that players like Fukai just drop back a little bit to give those centre-backs a bit more of a role. A bit like a libero, isn't it, where they play. Good work there from Hatate. Again, very well defended. Komai looks up, not too many options, looking for an overlap perhaps on their right-hand side. Here's Lucas. Sugeno. Given away to Komai rather carelessly. Again, here's Lucas. Arano. Spotted the run of Suga. They're playing a lot of diagonals up there. Surely a challenge there, a foul rather. And Chanatip puts his hand up, but he's got in amongst it, hasn't he? They're winning a lot of those midfield battles at the moment, Sapporo. Taniguchi. Back by Wakizaka. Here's Yamine. You can just see top of your screen there, Damiao roaming around, looking for that little bit of service, trying to get involved. Well, they were trying to get him involved there. It didn't quite work out, did it? All bobbling around. Hatate won it back. Jessil. Far more slow than we normally see Kawasaki Frontale. Just wonder if today is that day where they will finally lose a game in the J-League season. They drew their first game against Loli Sagantosu, the team I was referring to earlier that have suffered all those COVID-19 infections. After that, they haven't looked back, have they? Here's Komai. Now Lucas. Final third has perhaps just let them down a little bit at times, Consadole, when they've got to some promising positions. They wanted the free kick, but referee decided the play could just continue. Damian's looked a little out of sorts. Apart from that effort earlier, just a bit surprising. Now, is there already a change? Did we see? No, it's drinks break. The ever-present drinks break these days, of course. This was the opportunity for Damian that I was just talking about, which was brilliant from him, and actually also excellent goalkeeping from Takanori Sugeno. But outside of that, Damian has looked a little out of sorts. Has got 3 goals in 9 games this season. This was one of their better opportunities, Sapporo, with Komai, who's had a few shots. Komai has scored just once this season. What they do have, Kawasaki, is the ability to call upon goal scorers should they need. Yu Kobayashi, 4 goals in 6 games. That will be someone I'm sure is going to feature at some point if they continue something like this. They've also got strikers, Consadole, in the form of Jay Bothroyd, Marcos Oliveira, Anderson Lopez. Here's Lucas. Miyazawa, who's been quite instrumental so far in them surging forward. Possession perhaps surprisingly slightly more in favour of Kawasaki. Sapporo have one more shot, but I think Sapporo have been the better of the two sides so far. Lucas misjudged that, didn't he? So this is part of the problem, isn't it, with not playing for a long, long time and then a flurry of matches coming along. And they've been involved in the J-League Cup, as I mentioned. Consadole Sapporo and Kawasaki Frontale. It's about the depth of squads. I think Kawasaki can point to the fact that they perhaps feel they have the ability to rotate. Neither one of these two sides won midweek. It all depends on your priorities. Both of them lead their respective groups in the J-League Cup. Kawasaki Frontale can also point out to the fact that they have a very healthy lead at the moment in the league as well. So maybe there's an opportunity to just rotate a little bit. Whereas Consadole Sapporo have less margin for error. Damian has done well to win the ball back. Wakizaka. Nice ball played to him. Can he keep it in? He can. Oh, and he's mishit that. Damian frustrated. Great play on the byline here from Wakizaka. Just completely mishit that. That was an easier chance than the one improvised earlier. This is the frustration for Leandro Damião. Lucas has done well here, Lucas. And wins the foul. Suga. Oh, in a very good position there. Lucas. That was going everywhere, wasn't it? They looked tentative at the back. Damião. Foul through behind on Damião. And it's a very quick yellow on Fukai. 1, 2, 3. There you can hear him. He's frustrated. Well, there's absolutely no doubt about the foul. That's not a great challenge from Fukai. I'm not so sure that Damião is correct in his assessment of being a little bit persecuted at the moment. He's sulking, isn't he? Having a quick word with his countryman there, Lucas. Jessil. Having said all that, one perhaps big save so far. That's from that man there in your picture, Takanori Sugeno. Jung Sung-ryong, the man between the sticks for Kawasaki Frontale, has actually had very little to do. It's been fairly quiet for the former Korean international. Some would say that his arrival heralded that really good run from Kawasaki Frontale with his league titles. Lucas Fernandez and frustration from Kurumaya. Suga will keep it in. A foul by Arano, who's done really well. Get back on his feet, Wakizaka. Now Hatate, who's just moved across to that right-hand side. Just been pushed back a little bit here, Kawasaki. Damião stopped in his tracks by Fukumori. Again, look at it was China tip. Hasn't had enough time on the ball this afternoon so far. What he has been, he's been good to watch. Miyazawa. Petrovic was just asking his wing-backs to just bomb forward a little bit more. It was a highly ambitious pass given away by Miyazawa. Miyashino, who was swapped for the moment with Hatate up front. Jessil. That was careless, wasn't it? Hatate brought down. Free kick, good area here for Kawasaki Frontale. Talked about sometimes the inexperience of Consadole Sapporo, and that good tactics can nullify their effect. Do feel they will get better as the season progresses, but looking far from invincible at the moment, and this could be a little vulnerable point. Set pieces, and there you have it. What were we saying? Completely free for the header, and they take the lead. It's Kurumaya. Well, there was no marking on him. We were just saying the set pieces could be their undoing. Well, there was absolutely no one on him. Absolutely free header. Look how much space was around Kurumaya. That is about as easy a goal as you'll get from a set piece. No one within a metre or so around him. Maybe even 2 metres. Totally free header. And while we don't want to take away from the finish, you've got to ask questions about the defending there, or lack of. Well, Kurumaya gives Kawasaki, in the context of this game, perhaps an unlikely lead. That maybe just might spark them into life now and go for the jugular. Lovely ball forward. Miyashino. And Suga was alert to the danger there. Well, they got their 2 goals last time out, Kawasaki Frontale against Oita Trinita in the first 25 minutes. That was from Mitoma, who's on the bench today, and Damiao. And they controlled the game so much that they allowed just 1 attempt for Oita Trinita in the entire game. The other good thing is, while they've been scoring for fun, 23 goals scored, they've only conceded 6 so far in 9 games. And to be fair, as much as Sapporo have been decent so far, they haven't had a really good opportunity. At the moment, it looks like 9 wins on the trot. Still, of course, a long way to go. But here, have another look at this. But just no one on him. Lucas Fernandez is in no man's land. We're looking at something approaching zonal marking, because it certainly wasn't man-to-man. Petrovic will not be happy with that in a game in which he'll feel they've done pretty well. There's Komai. Oh, that's a great shot from Shanatip. It crashes off the crossbar. And the best opportunity so far for Consadole. It had beaten Jung Sung-ryung. Shot was definitely on over the big man. Took that well, didn't he? It's 1.91, so takes some doing. Clearly did not cross the line there. That would have been special, and within a couple of minutes of Kawasaki scoring, he knows it. Miyashiro. Had some good positioning, Miyashiro. Doesn't get the dummy out. Wakazaka has just come onto this left-hand side as well. So fluid the way they play. How these players can switch from one side to the other. Taniguchi. Morita. Here's Kurumaya, the goal scorer. By the way, just to let you know, that's his second ever goal in the J-League. In 159 appearances. What a time to get it. That one is certainly for the record books for him. Shintaro Kurumaya, 28 years of age. Well left there. Here's Kurumaya. He's going for another goal. He's got all confident, hasn't he, now that he's put one in? Why not? Scored that goal in the 2016 season. In fact, that was a very good season for him. That's his only other goal. Came in the Emperor's Cup in that season as well. He's only scored 2 goals in his entire career. Kashiba. He's played for his country in the past. Kurumaya. Here's Fukumori. Lucas doesn't get the best of Kurumaya there. They played themselves out of danger really well there. Kawasaki Frontale. Fukumori. Seal in the way, stops that ball getting up to Suga, who's probably been one of their better attacking outlets. 3 minutes left, plus some out of time. Just hear Petrovic talking to Shindo. I think wanting to move across. Jasil. Jung Song-ryong, again, as I said, mainly a passenger. No saves to make. There was that one effort that came off the crossbar from Chanatip a couple minutes ago. Otherwise, very little to do. Was there a foul on Damiao? Sure, he'll have a couple of things to say about that. There's a real confidence now about Kawasaki that perhaps just lacking a bit of zip earlier. As I mentioned to you, a team that really... Oh, that was nasty collision from Damiao. He gets the booking. It's not been a happy first half really for him. Sugeno is okay. Smile on his face, so no big problems there. He'll say that I kind of pulled out of that, ref, and I think he's... That foot was slightly raised, wasn't it? Maybe slightly harsh, maybe. Just talking about Kawasaki Frontale, they have won J2 a couple of times. In the early days, they were going up and down. They've been a constant since 2005. Got second in 2006, 2008, 2009. This is what I was telling you about 2016. It just seemed that they might never win the title. 4 times they finished second. And then finally, 2017 and 18, they got the much coveted title. Also, as I mentioned, the J-League Cup they won in 2019. Referee has seen enough, just a 1 minute of added time. Took a little while to get this first half going, and it was the visitors who started the home sides rather, with Chanatip leading things. Koma had a couple of opportunities, but it was poor defending up the other end that allowed Shintaro Kurumaya there to score with a free header off a free kick to give Kawasaki Frontale a 1-0 lead, half-time here at the Sapporo Dome against Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo.
会場情報です。本日はこの試合以外すべて今日午後6時以降のキックオフとなっています。また対戦カードはご覧の通りです。ピッチには赤黒の選手たちが戻ってきました。後半の逆転を信じ、共に戦いましょう。選手の交代をお知らせします。北海道コンサドーレ札幌、背番号35、小柏剛に代わりまして、背番号48、J が入ります。
Welcome back. Second half of this J-League match between Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo and Kawasaki Frontale. It's 1-0 at the moment to Kawasaki, thanks to the header from Shintaro Kurumaya. Kawasaki are making a change here. Miyashiro, I thought, was quite effective. Has been replaced by Kitoma, and Altanaka is on for Hokoto Shimoda. Interesting that they've made those changes. There's a goal scorer. Also, I saw Jay Bothroyd had come on to bolster that attack. They need something up front, and they've got a proper target man now. Jay Bothroyd, former Premier League player with a real variety of clubs. Also played in Thailand with Muangthong. But he was with the likes of Coventry City, Blackburn Rovers, Charlton Athletic, Queen's Park Rangers. Also had a stint with Perugia in Serie A. Very well travelled. Jay Bothroyd now in the twilight of his career, 38. Just trying to slip that ball through. Here's Chamatip. A little bit of bother here. Jessil. Nice little touch on. Couldn't quite get that move completed. So getting confirmation on who Jay Bothroyd has come on for. You would think Gashua would be the player to move. That's the case. Chanatip will play behind Jay Bothroyd now. Come on that right-hand side. There is Bothroyd. Too much on that cross. Reminder that the man on the ball now, Jung Sung-ryong, had precious little to do in that first half. The one attempt that caused him a bit of bother was the shot from Chanatip that went over him and hit the crossbar. So again, it slips as he makes that clearance, but it does get to Suga. And that is goal number 2. It started from a poor kick from the goalkeeper. And the man who's only been on for a couple of minutes, Kaoru Mitoma, makes it goal number 2. They try to play their way out of trouble here. That's a delightful ball into Kaoru Mitoma, who makes no mistake from there. Really nicely done by Miki Yamane. Again, just splitting that defence far too easily. Took that well. And at the start of this second half, they are quite comfortable at the moment, aren't they, Kawasaki Frontale? Real problems here now for this side. Consadole Sapporo to drag themselves back into this. I think both times the defence has been found wanting. Conceded 15 goals in 9 games. They've scored 15 goals as well. Important challenge by Miyazawa. There's going to be, I think, a lot more urgency. Damian's done really well here. Bearing down on goal, has to cut it back. Oh, and was an important touch there. Otherwise, Wakizaka was bearing down as well. They're looking hungry for a third, aren't they now, Kawasaki? They've got a bit between their teeth. Miyazawa, now Chanatip. This is Fukai. Jay just dropping a little deep. Suga. Chanatip's trying to impose himself here. Just here with an expansive clearance. Jay Bothroyd having some words with Chanatip. Dalian just dropping back and helping out. Jay Bothroyd. Got an England cap to his name as well. Lucas also dropping here to help out. Missed out on an opportunity to clear the ball. Does so now. Jay Bothroyd looking for Chanatip. That was the outlet. He towers above. Just look at Jay Bothroyd towering above the likes of Komai and Chanatip. Bothroyd's 1.9, Chanatip is 158, Komai 168. So he does give them something a little bit different. He replaced Ogashiwa, who's 167. So more of a physical presence now. Yamane. Oh, good ball through, and can he score? Again, very good goalkeeping. Was he onside there? It looks like he was. Leandro Damiao. A little bit of luck. He's not going to care. Neither will Kawasaki Frontale. They have got their third goal. It's a delightful ball played into him. Good goalkeeping from Sugeno. Unfortunately, coming off Miyazawa. Did very well there, Sugeno. Suga kept him onside, Damiao. He's not going to miss from there. He's got his fourth goal of the season in 2 games. Well, you feel with 35 minutes of the match remaining, Kawasaki Frontale rampant now, 3-0. It would take something monumental from Consadole Sapporo to turn this around. Here's Lucas. Quick ball in. Great feet from him again, Chanatip. Suga, first time. Chanatip. Now Lucas. Lucas has done well. Jay Bothroyd goes across the goal. He's saying he got fouled. It's a good shot. flat one in from Shindo. It goes up for a corner. Better from Sapporo. They seem to come off Taniguchi. It will be a corner. Get a goal here, and perhaps things start to get interesting. Shindo. Now Chanate. It's going to be a double change here for Consadole Sapporo. Unsurprising, perhaps. Looks like Nakano and Anderson Lopez will be coming on. Going to have to go for broke here, really. Jung-Sung Rung, not sure why he opted to punch there. Now we will see those changes. So Anderson Lopez comes on for Fukumori. Ryosuke Shindo is off for Yoshiro Nakano. Well, they've got to do something, don't they, really? This will surely prompt some changes in the way they're set up. Because Fukumori has come off for Anderson. They might go into a little bit more of a 4-4-2, we'll see. Miyazawa. Great ball from him. To the new man, Nakano. Arano, he's been quite quiet today. Lucas. Trying to make his presence felt early on, Anderson Lopez. Actually surprised he didn't start the game today, given he's barely played this season. Arano gets a yellow card. You can see just why. That was not a great challenge, was it, from him? It's all gone very wrong. 2 goals in 5 minutes for Sapporo, for Kawasaki Frontale, excuse me, on the hour mark. They are cruising now. Here's Hatate. Still Hatate, but no real power in that. To do here. Petrovic. Arana did well to win the ball back. Anderson Lopez. Chanatip back to Anderson. That was behind Chanatip. They're going to get exposed here at the back, aren't they? It wasn't the right ball. Needs to be a better delivery, didn't it, from Wakizaka. Leandro was never going to get to that. Here's Anderson. That's fallen kindly for Jay. And he wanted a little bit more ambition there from his teammate. He thought Nakano would get to the ball. It's actually good thinking from Jay Rodriguez there. Jay Bothroyd. Jay Rodriguez, the striker in the English Premier League. Oh, really lovely from Hatate. Still Hatate. Squares it, surely now! Oh, excellent goal. That was all Hatate, but you've also got to give credit the finish from Mitoma. He's scored 2 goals since he's come on. That's 4 for the season in 7 matches. But just to look at the way he turned. Far too easy, once again. And a great cutback here. Look at that for the finish. That's confidence. Well, earlier he really just looked out of sorts. Nakano didn't take the opportunity given to him by Jade Rodriguez, didn't go for it, and there was turned far too easily by Hatate. What about that for a finish? Rampant now. There's Kawasaki side. Just wondered, did I see a change there? We'll get that confirmed for you, but I think there was. Well, there are midweek games as well coming up, so that's going to come into the equation. Here's Leandro Damião, twisting and turning. They're hungry for a 5th. And quite frankly, you could see that happening. I think you could say 3 of those goals were down to very poor defending. Well, no defending at all in the case of Kuriyama's first strike. Well, imagine you can now bring on Yu Kobayashi, their top scorer this season. He comes on for Wakizaka. Imagine the luxury of being able to do that. He's been their top scorer for the last 4 seasons as well. Former Japanese international. What a player to be able to bring on, the 32-year-old. They really are going for the jugular, aren't they? We'll just play on that right-hand side, it looks like. Was he just going to play behind where Wakizaka was? They're not taking such an advanced role. But they can experiment, I suppose. Here's Suga. Nakano. Now Arano. Lucas first to the ball. Here's Anderson. Now Lucas. Komai. Shot from Suga. It was a good one, but blocked by Jessil. Chanatip. Suga with the cross in. It's a good one. Jay didn't really get that cleanly. Chanatip with the shot. Now Jay. Straight into the arms of Jung Sung Ryong. Well, going forward, they've looked a little bit better, Sapporo, but at the back, I'm afraid, is where the problems lie. Jessil has got a problem here. Well, he's given them that slightly more aerial threat than they had. Didn't really see the problem with Jessil there. This was the earlier goal by Mitoma. He took that very, very well. And the second one was even better. Just had a large bit of luck in it. And because he was sliding in Suga, that put Dami out onside. What about this one, though? Best finish of the lot. There's absolute confidence brimming through this team. 9 wins in a row. Look at that. Perfect. 2 goals, 2 shots. Of course, both on target. He's now joint top scorer with Yu Kobayashi. Jessil. Will he be able to continue? Some strapping there, heavy strapping. Another change for Kawasaki Frontale. Kazuya Yamamura coming on. He replaces Jessil then. No choice, they've got to do it. Precautions, they have got their 4-0 up. Why risk him now with a game coming up shortly? Oh, that almost basically sums up the kind of defensive woes we've seen. Look at Komai now having to come back to help out. Jay Bothroyd. Here's Anderson Lopez. Lovely ball played through to Lucas. Certainly looking more of a threat with the likes of Lucas, Anderson Lopez, Jay Bothroyd, Chanatip, Komai, all playing their part. With that across the goal, the header. He's looking frustrated, Bothroyd. Drinks break here for Petrovic. What does he talk about? Damage limitation. Nine shots for Kawasaki, of which 4 resulted in a goal. Well, the bulk of the possession, they're looking extremely comfortable. And I tell you what, because it's the early kickoff today, that is just going to put off, isn't it? The other teams now, they always want to try and put pressure on this side. The nearest rivals, Gamba Osaka, you could say Nagoya Grampus, with a game in hand. If they win their game in hand, they'd only be 5 behind. But Sapporo look a little hapless here, and they'll slip further down the table. And it's looking like 3 losses in a row for them, which would be disappointing because so that would be overall, with this loss, the 3rd loss in a row, that would be 4 for the season, which means that after what's been a very bright start, they've started to fall away. Clearance from Sugeno. Okoma is basically retreated now into a far more defensive position. It's basically taken over from looks like it's taken over from Shandong. That's allowed Anderson to move into that more attacking role. Not often you see forward move into defence. Normally it's the other way around in the middle of a match. Needs must. Short defender though at 168. Not easy. Takuro Kaneko replaces Kazuki Fukai. 23-year-old midfielder. To freshen things up in that midfield. Not going to be easy. Another goal opportunity here. Was there a save from Sugeno? I don't think so. Mitoma's on a hat-trick, remember. I think he'll be disappointed with that effort in the end. Track that wide. Kaneko. Suga. Kaneko just dropping back here a little bit. Trying to tip. Chung Sung-ryong was perhaps just a little block there. Next job now for Kawasaki, of course. Keep that clean sheet. Teasing ball in. Jay Bothroyd wasn't able to get to it. He's been a real handful. Now dummy out. Followed by Suga. A lot of moaning at the moment from Damiao in this game. Still having a few glares. Arano is unimpressed. Still arranging his wall. We've got Morita. It dips just nicely. Did he get a little touch on that? He did, didn't he? Sugeno stopping that from being goal number 5. That was well taken from Tanaka. He was worried that was just going to drop back in. That dipped at the very last minute. You couldn't take any chances. Nicely done. It was just creeping in, wasn't it? So Sugeno had to make the save. Oh, and it wasn't hit cleanly. And Diamane with an opportunity there. Trying to tip. Now Jay Bothroyd, can he take the shot? He does. Brilliantly hit. Really nicely taken goal. And they'll be disappointed with that. China tip to Jay Bothroyd. Quick thinking from him. He saw where China tip was. Where Bothroyd was. Getting in behind the defence. That's a well taken goal. But it'll only be a consolation. Really nicely taken. But that'll be probably less, of course. Something miraculous happens here, but that is unlikely. As I said, much better in attack in the second half with the changes made there, but it's been at the defence. It's been lacking. Oh, that's a good ball. Lucas Anderson couldn't get on the end of it. Well, just give the crowd a little bit of a lift. Not that that means particularly much when you only allowed up to 5,000. Komai. Now Lucas. You can hear it in the reaction from the crowd. Trying to do whatever they can to rouse the troops. Still alive here for Consadole Sapporo, but there's only about 10 minutes plus amount of time. Only the 7th goal they've conceded all season. So that, I suppose, if they're looking for crumbs of comfort, as far as Consadole Sapporo are concerned, that would be it. Arano. Now Lucas. wins a free kick. Chanatip moving the way through. Wrong dives on that. Nakano couldn't do much there. No panic at the moment from Kawasaki. Very, very comfortable. They've won the ball back though. Well, Komai, Anderson. Far too ambitious for Jake. Final change. And Leandro Damião has got his goal. Slow there perhaps, but make no mistake from 2 yards out. Is replaced by Manabu Saito. Thirty-year-old midfielder formed from Yokohama F. Marinos. Suga. Now, can someone get the end of that? Not a great clearance. Nakano. Yes, Komai. This is Suga. Good work there from Kaneko. Miyazawa. Chanatip. Looking for Jay Bothroyd and Anderson. Miyazawa, now Komai. Surely a push on Jay Bothroyd, that's what he's saying to the referee. Hatate. Kobayashi now is a central striker. Which is where he's obviously more comfortable at, and Saito in midfield. Jay Bothroyd, now Anderson Lopez. Here is Lucas. Needed to be a better ball. It's late from him. Frustration for that challenge. And they will move up to 28 points after 10 matches. That is remarkable. Still unbeaten in the league. They're romping it at the moment. And their goal difference is very, very impressive. Plus 20 as it stands. Oh, clear of goal. This could be another one. It is Yu Kobayashi, who is on a hot streak. comes on and scores again. Kawasaki Frontale's fifth. Again, look at that defending. How is he just getting through those two players so easily? Oh, just look at the way Suga's body shape there. Just almost trying to turn away from it. Look for the near post. Wrong foot to the goalkeeper. Really good from Yu Kobayashi, his fifth goal of the season. 5 different goal scorers today. So, excuse me, Matoma had a couple. Matoma will be desperate to try and get his hat-trick. Is there another goal in this? Well, the way they've defended at times, Sapporo, you wouldn't put it past them. They had a 5-1 on the 18th of July against Yokohama F. Marinos. So this is an equal best win. Also had a 5-1 against Shimizu S-Pulse in the J-League Cup. But there could be more. Saito. Remember, it was just 1-0 at half-time. It all went very wrong early on in the second half. Another groan from the crowd. Saito. That didn't quite work out. Here's Lucas. Consadole, as they enter the final minute here, they'll play Oita Trinita in just 4 days from now. Oita in the bottom 3. It's a game they'll feel they've got to win. They were supposed to play Sagan Tosu next week on the 23rd. That was a game that's now been postponed because of the team coming down. A lot of infections there, COVID-19 infections with Sagan Tosu, unfortunately. As far as Kawasaki and Frontale are concerned, there's 4 minutes left in this game, by the way. Suga clears. And they play a lip-smacking tie on the 19th against Cerezo Osaka, currently in 3rd place. That'll be a good one. And then another very interesting game against 4th place Nagoya, who've got a game in hand. Koma's not happy about something. And then again on the 26th they play Vissel Kobe, who've again been a bit underwhelming this season. But a couple of tricky games for Kawasaki coming up. They have got that impressive cushion. They've rotated well today, come out with an emphatic win. Shigeno with enough of a punch on it. 3 minutes left. Oh, across the goal. Done well there, Sugeno. Nice turn from Mitoma, and he just reached out there, didn't he? It was like a handoff. Kaneko. Nakano. Up towards Jay Bothroyd. Anderson. Now trying to tip. This is where they've been fairly good in this part of the pitch, in the second half in particular. Arano. Chased down there by Saito. Couldn't quite get that up to Yu Kobayashi. Anderson into the final minute here. Here's Lucas. One final effort, perhaps. No foul on Jay. Bothroyd. Suga. And that should be it. Could they get one more? Onside. Chance here. Oh, and they do get it. Right at the end, Kobayashi makes it 6. The very last kick of the game, surely. A hapless Consadole Sapporo concede at the death. And Kobayashi, superb form that he's in, gets 2 goals and a cameo, really, and makes it 6 goals in 7 games. Damia on the score sheet as well. Kuramaya got things going in the first half with a free header. Mitoma, the substitute, got a couple as well. It's been a 6-star performance from a much-rotated Kawasaki Frontale, who consolidate their lead at the top of the table. Jay Bothroyd came on and got a fine goal. He looks frustrated. They were outplayed in the second half in particular and defended poorly. The final score of the Sapporo Dome, it's Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo 1, Kawasaki Frontale 6.